to opportunity for residents to speak. Anybody here wish to speak? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. You come up if you can sign your name and address. That way we have it accurate for our minutes.
Do I have to put my address?
Yeah, please.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Hi.
Good evening.
Isn't America great? Freedom of speech, speak your mind, First Amendment. Great, right? I'd like to address the council about something that is in my life for a long time, okay? And it's the issue of Burnside Avenue, specifically a bodega, 442 Burnside Avenue. The place opened about, I would say, 2012. And what this place is, they sell Lucy's. Does everybody know what Lucy's is? No. Loose cigarettes, untaxable cigarettes. Okay? They were raided a few times by, I think, Department of Revenue, so they find them, but they continue to do what they do. Up until not long ago, they did EBT fraud. It's that, you know, where they run the card, they charge 50%, they take 50 and they give the customer 50%. Total fraud. And the reader was taken away. Now, where the big problem is, okay, the customers that this store attracts, okay, it's just a certain group of people that always get together around, and whether they buy Lucy's or other stuff, they do drug deals around the corner. How do I know all of it? I have DVR cameras. Every time something happens, robberies, already the third one in about a year, I get a knock by the police. They need my help. I'm always glad to provide them with help, but that doesn't solve the problem. Now, I met with the mayor quite a few times, okay? When the store was open, I called, I met with her, I stressed my concern, and the mayor kept saying, well, Rafael, let the police work on it. It's not a police matter. They don't sell drugs inside the store, but it attracts a bad crowd that commit crimes, okay? Now, last time, not last time, but there was a time where I approached the mayor in the parking lot. This is 2014 when the governor was here. I approached you in the parking lot and I asked you, Mayor, what are you going to do about that store? And I told you from the beginning that the longer you let something go on, the problem doesn't go away. Then the question is, why pull the permit away, okay? The permit should never be given, okay? Now, not only that it's a crime-ridden area, it's a nuisance where I have a hard time to sleep at night.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
Sir? If you could speak to us.
Yes.
Well, because I mean, you're here for the council.
And it's not
Thank
personal,
you.
okay? I'm
okay.
just...
Yeah, no, I understand,
sorry.
but I think, you know, appreciate if you would speak with us.
And, you know, in the parking lot, when I approached the mayor, she said, come on, Rafael, there's women and children that go and buy soda and pop, and no, this is maybe a fraction of a percentage of the people that go in to buy soda, women and children, okay? Many times what gets in there, in this store, is thugs, okay? Fights break out sometimes. But anyway, it's been going on for years now. You know, and you come to a point where you ask yourself, when is this going to stop? What is the power of the town? The town has powers, a mayor has powers, okay? What are they going to do about it? Okay, it's a nuisance. Many times school buses have a hard time to make that turn. They trash my property, because every time a car parks there to, not everybody, but to buy a Lucy or whatever, they trash my property. Whatever they eat in the car, they throw to my yard. Well, I don't even bother anymore to pick up, okay? You know, but what most concerns me is the safety of the neighborhood. Instead of the safety to improve, everything is going downhill. Where you ask yourself, you pay taxes, where is my taxes going? Where is my taxes going? What about the safety of the neighborhood? Now, I sent the mayor after the robbery on there was a robbery on the December 17th. There was a robbery. Officer Castagna was at my place, needed my help, no problem. I sent a letter to the mayor. Okay, and here's the letter. Each one is going to get a copy.
You can just, you know what, you can just give a bunch to Joe, and then he can just pass it along.
I'll make the delivery.
Well, that's fine. It save you some time.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's two copies, and I'll explain about the copy, the next page. Absolutely. Now, what happened after I sent this letter and a DVD of the event, of the robbery? I'll let you guys finish to read. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Proceed. Sir, go ahead.
What happened? With a copy of this letter, I gave a DVD too, with instructions of how you watch it and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of expected maybe a phone call, okay? Nothing. It's almost like everything is on deaf ears. So what I did after the other robbery that happened, I mean, it's listed in the paper, it's not in this letter, I said, you know, maybe I should draw a little bit more attention to the problem. I went to the Gazette, and what's his name, Mr. Bill Doak, was interested. He says, well, let me look into it. He was careful. He didn't jump on it right away. And one day he calls me up. This was, I think, last Thursday, on the 28th. He calls me up and he goes, Rafael, you can go and pick up a copy from the police department. I went to pick up a copy from the police department. And on my way out, the mayor comes in with her driver, I guess. His name is Eli or Dorian, I don't know. And she looks at me and she goes, Rafael, would you like me to sign a copy while she was still walking? I turned around and I said, sure, as long as there's changes in the neighborhood, okay? I found it to be very mean-spirited. Now, what I'm going to ask is something pretty simple. I'll ask the mayor to sign. You offered to sign this article, okay? Excuse me?
That's not what I said to you.
Well, we have a witness, okay? You can deny all you want, but did I say as long as there is changes in the neighborhood? Remember when I said that?
Raphael, if you could,
Okay.
please.
Do you remember? I mean, we're not in a courtroom.
I don't think this is a time where you are to engage in.
Well, you know, this is what she said. She.
And that's fine, and
I'm
if that's what you
Okay.
believe, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and proceed on with the
Okay.
rest of your
Now, she knows what
presentation.
the truth is. Let me go by another couple points, okay? I just didn't want it to come to that point where I have to go to the newspaper and publish a letter that I sent to the mayor. I would have rather solved the problem, okay, by just on a personal level. I mean, it's not necessary to go on the paper, but, you know, it's almost like stepping on my toes, like ignoring me, ignoring the problems of the neighborhood, okay? Now, my question is, what is the solution? Somebody's going to get killed there one day, okay? The son of the owner of the store was pistol whipped. The last robbery, I guess, was with a shotgun. Somebody's going to get killed. And when somebody's going to get killed, then the town is going to close the store? Are we waiting for that? I mean, I'm asking a question.
Mhm.
You know, it's a difficult situation. It's not an easy one, okay? But I think the town should have put the best lawyers, okay? Because you can get them on nuisance law, and there's other ways of getting them. But you know, a lot of people in power don't care. It's like, let's go about our business. We don't want to have too many waves. This is you know, and this is not the only town that does it, but this is my safety. It's my neighborhood. I'm not going anywhere. And I want to see changes. You know what? I have a vacant place. Well, I don't know if there's facilities, you know. I mean, the piece of property is like, who wants to invest in a neighborhood like that? Anyway, you know, who? It's a difficult situation. What are we doing for the safety of the neighborhood? It's like I want to scream, but I'm not. What are we going to do?
Okay, well.
I mean, from the beginning, when the store opened, I gave the mayor the heads up, okay? Almost every detective in this town knows me, okay? Many cops are sick of this place. I mean, resources are being spent on this place. Instead of maybe the town taking out $2,000 and going to the owner of the store and say, listen, buddy, you want to move, would you move to someplace else? You know, it's a scenario, you know? Probably cheaper than having all the resources spent on robberies and whatever other things are going on there. What is the solution? Can anybody give me an answer?
Well, sir, what we are hearing is your, you know, description of the issue. We will certainly look into it and see what steps the town is taking and what steps the town may be able to take, and we can certainly get back to you.
Can anybody here in this room be creative?
Sir, let me just explain to you a couple of things.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
If you are seeking to shut down a business in the town, and I appreciate what you're saying is that it has an impact on the community, and that's fine. If the town is going to take that step, the town has to have all the facts in place to meet the requirements under the state statute. So I can't say, oh, yes, because, you know, there's been a couple of robberies and because of your description of what happened, that all meets those criteria for a town, you know, shutting down a place. It's not to say it can't happen, but if you're expecting a definitive answer tonight The town council doesn't operate that way. We do not operate based on just simply what we hear. We have to do some research.
I know. I know.
And we will do that.
And I respect it, okay? But years went by already, okay? Years. And it's like, I even had an encounter, not encounter, I met Mr. Chadwick, okay? I don't know, maybe a month ago, and we were just talking outside the store and stuff. And it wasn't a bodega, by the way. We were talking, and he said, we discussed it. And I guess some lawyers just don't want to touch the issue because they're afraid maybe that the town is going to be slapped with a lawsuit. But I can tell you this, okay? Those people that operate that store, okay, if you exhaust their resources, okay, there is a chance that the business will shut down, okay? I don't think they'll be able to afford a good lawyer, okay? But anyway, everybody has, the right to, to contest, okay? I asked once the mayor, she says, Rafael, when I met her, she was going down, we were still kind of on speaking terms, and she was ready to walk in her car, and I go, Mayor, what are we going to do about this business, this bodega? She goes, Rafael, you have to understand, people have rights. I have good memory what people tell me. Well, and I told her, people have rights, you're right, absolutely. What about my right? Having a quiet night with no music, rumbling music down there. What about my rights?
It is certainly a balance, and we run into this in a lot of times where there is a clash of people's rights, and that's what we have the laws on the books for, and why the town needs to be careful and certain when we move to take any kind of enforcement action such as what you're describing. Isn't to say it can't happen, but we will certainly take a look at it, but it certainly sounds like the town has been exploring that as a potential before. So we will certainly follow up with the administration.
The last robbery, okay, I get a knock on the door, and I see this young gentleman, David Choquette, a cop. I see him, and I go, another robbery? He goes, here, Rafael. I go, I'm done. I don't want to be interrupted. But I looked at him, and I go, you know what? Why don't you come up to my place? We'll clip it from my DVR. So we sat, and we went after some footage, and he got a DVD and out of there. Okay? And by the way, a couple of the robbers, they caught, and they were involved in robbing a bank or two. So I'm not saying that I'm a model citizen, but I'm trying to do the right thing, but sometimes it's like you hit the brick wall. Nobody wants to listen.
It's not that they don't want to listen, sir. It sounds like they've been listening a lot, but that they haven't been able to do exactly what you want them to do. And I think it's important that you understand that we will take a look at it, we will talk with the administration, and see if there is steps that we can take to try to resolve the situation.
When the government, okay, just when I was talking about resources, when the government was trying to get after the mafia, and they couldn't, they weren't able to charge anybody, some people with murder, they went after taxes. They exhausted the resources. This is how they got incriminated. I mean, those people commit fraud, period. But, look, I don't want to take too much of your time. I appreciate you guys listening to me, because I can go on all night talking about that place. Okay? So I bet you guys had enough. Okay?
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And again, Mayor Leclerc, there's nothing personal. There's nothing personal, okay? You made it a little personal, but,
Okay. Let us move on then, if you're done, Raphael. Thank you very much, and we will follow up with you. Anyone else wish to speak? If not,
Do it.
Sure.
Mr. Clark here, and I can get over it.
I don't know that happens. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Can't you rule him out of order?
Mr. Chairman, will you accept a motion to adjourn?
Let me just hold that thought. I just didn't know. I know. I just didn't. I want. Marcia, did you want to say anything? You're good. Okay. All right. Then I will take a motion to adjourn. Esther? Seconded by Bill. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. And the motion carries. Thank you. Have a good rest of the evening.